For more than 60 years, one woman defined Britain. Her death didn't just end a reign, it ended an era. In 1901, Queen Victoria dies, and the world's most powerful empire is suddenly forced to change. What followed would quietly reshape the British crown forever. Edward VII, the king who modernized the crown. Edward VII waited almost his entire life to become king. As Prince of Wales, he wasn't trapped in palaces. He traveled the world, mixed with foreign leaders, and learned how power really worked. And when he finally took the throne, he ruled nothing like his mother. Edward turned the monarchy outward. He supported charities, opened hospitals and schools, and transformed royal appearances into public spectacles. For the first time, the British crown felt visible. But here's the twist: Edward had almost no legal power. Parliament ruled Britain now, so Edward ruled through charm. Behind closed doors, he built alliances, eased tensions, and earned the nickname the Peacemaker. While Edward polished the image of the crown, Britain itself was cracking beneath the surface. The real battle wasn't overseas, it was at home. Factories expanded, cities exploded, and the working class demanded change. Education improved, trade unions grew stronger, socialism entered parliament. When the government tried to tax the wealthy to fund social programs, the House of Lords blocked it, triggering a constitutional crisis. The old elite resisted change. The country felt unstable. In 1910, Edward VII died suddenly. His reign had been short, but its impact was permanent. The crown passed to a man who never expected to wear it. George V was the second son, trained for the Navy, not the throne. But fate intervened. Now king, George faced a world growing darker by the day. His cousins ruled Europe: the German Kaiser and the Russian Tsar. They had grown up together, and soon they would go to war against each other. When World War I erupted, Britain was thrown into chaos. Anti-German anger forced George to make a historic decision. He erased the royal family's German name and rebranded it as the House of Windsor. He survived war, revolution, and unrest, turning the monarchy into a symbol of national unity. But the crown's greatest test was still coming. Royal drama alert. Edward VIII takes the throne and immediately blows it up. He's got one question: love or duty? The answer shocks the world. Edward VIII fell in love with Wallis Simpson, a twice-divorced American. Marrying her meant breaking royal protocol, risking the monarchy's political neutrality, and yes, almost toppling centuries of tradition. Edward chose love, abdicated in less than a year, and suddenly, George VI, the reluctant king, had to step up. George VI had a stutter, wasn't confident, and never expected to be king. But the world was changing fast. He had to lead Britain through World War II, inspire a nation under Blitz bombs, and keep morale high. He stayed in London during air raids, shared in rationing, and became a symbol of unity, a king who truly lived with his people. George formed a legendary partnership with Winston Churchill, meeting every week to strategize against Hitler. His leadership became a blueprint for modern monarchy: humble, relatable, yet steadfast in duty. After World War II, the monarchy faced new challenges: rebuilding a shattered Britain, guiding decolonization, and transitioning the empire into the modern Commonwealth. George VI handled it with grace, paving the way for the future queen, his daughter Elizabeth II. But life wasn't easy. The stress of war and illness took a toll, and by 1952, the crown passed to a 25-year-old Elizabeth. She would go on to become the longest-reigning British monarch ever. From a young queen to a global icon, Elizabeth II didn't just inherit a crown, she inherited a world in chaos, and she ruled like no one else. She modernized the monarchy, embraced technology, and connected with the public like no king or queen before her. Televised coronation, international tour, and even visits to China and communist countries. Elizabeth showed the crown could adapt to the modern world. But family drama never stopped. Divorces, scandals, and the tragedy of Princess Diana tested her reign. Through it all, she stayed composed, letting the crown endure while keeping public trust intact. During her reign, the empire transformed into the Commonwealth. Nations gained independence, Britain joined the European community, and the monarchy's political power shrank, but its prestige remained. Elizabeth adapted to every challenge, from assassination attempts to media scrutiny, always maintaining dignity. Fast forward to 2023. Charles III becomes king at 73, the oldest to ever take the throne. He inherits a nation in flux: Brexit, social tension, economic woes, and an evolving role of the monarchy. Charles is more vocal, eco-conscious, and reform-minded, but he also faces family drama, public scrutiny, and the question, can he keep the crown relevant in the 21st century? Only time will tell, but one thing's clear: the British monarchy is far from over, and the next chapter is just beginning. From Victoria to Charles, over 200 years of drama, duty, and transformation. The crown has survived it all. But the real story, that's still being written. There's honestly so much more to this story, but I hope you liked this quick rundown of the British monarchy. If you're down, we could turn this into a full 2-hour documentary. If you're vibing with this, smash that like button and subscribe for more awesome documentaries.